Good afternoon on this rainy afternoon. Today is June 9th, and we are going to do some tip cuttings. Uh, the tree you're looking at here in front of you is my Zarfiro tree, and as a lot of people say that this is hard to root, it is a little hard to root, but tip cuttings seem to do pretty good. Um, Now I don't want to just come through here and prune these ones that are got all these little fruits on them, and they're growing and they're fruiting and they're growing and they're fruiting. I don't really want to pinch these and split them because then it'll actually hesitate. I want it to come on and grow. So we're going to be going down here in the underbelly of the tree and finding us little pieces of stuff that's not going to fruit, that we would use for setting air layers. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the tips off those ones that we would set for air layers, and it'll at least change the hormone on that branch, especially because later on today or tomorrow we're going to get air layers put on all these branches that we're tipping. So let's start off by getting some of these tips down here. I've already kind of come in here and looked. As you can see, that one there is getting figs on it. This is a very prolific fruiting tree. You can see the figs. They're all at different stages. But down here where some of this stuff is that you could thin out, you could say, look at that little beauty right there. Something sticking me. Ooh, there we go. But you see this little nubbin right here? This is perfect candidate. Let's get that off of there. We'll make something out of that. That's perfect. So I'm doing 5 at a time here, so we'll just find us about 5. That's really plenty right there. We'll just take that. And you know what? I have no issue taking a 2 node right there as well. There's 3. Here's another one right here. There's 4. And let's see here. So there's another. Yeah, here's one back here. And we're just going to take we'll go a little lower on that. And there's number 5. All right. Now we'll take these over here to the bench and look at them and clean them up. Alright, we're over here at my little makeshift pallet table. As you can see, I've already been doing some. So we're just going to trim these off here. I don't think that's enough. So that's the one I'm going to take off there. And then I'm going to do this right here. I think that gives you plenty. I got some of this stuff right here in this container. You can see, and you can see the little white nodes on there. That's perfect. Just put that in there, get a little of that, and stick it right down in these little things. These are rapid rooters. They're made out of cocoa coir. They're like a sponge. Alright, so here's another one. We're going to do this one be a little longer. And this don't have to be greenwood. It can be a little browner even. Think that's good. Here's that one we took off at the beginning, and it's a little more hardened off. You can see it's starting to get some brown speckles on it. And you can see how small the diameter of that is. We're going to trim these off here. No point in leaving more than one. I like that. Get us some of the purple stuff and smear on there and stick it right down in there. Here's another one. That might be enough. Let's try it. And then we're going to pluck that little piece there off. Don't want to leave too much because it'll make them dry out. But they got to have enough to photosynthesis under the lights to help create roots. And a lot of times it only takes about 2 weeks and you'll start seeing some roots in these. They root very quickly. It's actually kind of amazing how fast these things root like this. But it don't have to be you can see this is a lot. It's already a lot harder than just fresh green wood. So it can be either or. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you can even use little pieces of brown wood. I've rooted little brown pieces, little nubbins like this too. They just root, and they root a lot easier when they got leaf on them. And then I number these. Row A, B, and C, and they're 1, 2, and 3, and then I just write them down in my book so that when they're ready to up pot, I can write them on their pots, and it's so much easier than trying to stick a tag in there. And because we're going to come back and we're going to put a humidity dome over these after we fill this out, and we'll put them under lights. Matter of fact, there's the humidity domes right underneath there. Don't have to be no big ones. This is a pretty inexpensive little setup. Just come through about once a day and take you a spray bottle and mist the leaves and put the tops back on them. And that's really about all you got to do to them. And then when you start seeing, they'll root out in here around this. And when they start getting a pretty good bunch of roots, you can pot them up, and I use a little 4x9 or 4x5 to start off with, and you might even use something a little smaller. I don't know. We'll try some different things, and then put them back in. But when you pot them up, you need to put them back in another humidity dome. I have some taller humidity domes that stand up like this, where you just got like 3 pots in there in rows. So you definitely want to keep them in a humidity dome for quite some time, even after you put them in dirt. And my bigger humidity domes, they have vents on them. And we'll make more videos as these things progress. I'll make another video of doing the next stage when they get done. So there is doing tip cuttings. That's kind of what it's like. Pretty simple. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll try to answer them. And this is also this was inspired by another great fig guy in Michigan, Dan Foster. He come up with this idea, so check his channel out too while you're at it. And thanks for watching.